Good evening and welcome. You're watching NewsX Connect, the show in which we are the platform for you to connect with us and voice your views through any form of social media as you prefer. I'm Bhattacharya. Without wasting any more time, let's go across straight to our digital desk where Uday Pratap Singh is reporting. Uday, what are we discussing today? Let's tell our viewers.
Well, absolutely. It's the big topic, Ritangshu, of body shaming that we're taking up today on Connect. Good evening, I'm Uday Pratap Singh, and I am coming straight from the digital desk at NewsX. We have some special panelists over here as well. We have Sonam Pall, co-founder of the SNS Trunk Show, joining us. Welcome to the broadcast, Sonam.
Hi.
We also have Anuja Kapur, activist, who's live with us. Welcome, Anuja, to the broadcast.
Thank you.
This is that unique show that allows you, the viewers, to become our panelists and also connect with us through the next half an hour on Facebook, Twitter and WhatsApp. You can also send your videos. Now, Prajakta Koli, who will also hopefully be joining us very shortly on the broadcast, is a YouTube sensation. And she has kick-started this big debate about body shaming. And that, of course, will be the issue we'll be talking about, Ritangshu, today. We'll be getting you live comments from our digital desk. Let the debate begin.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot. Now, while our viewers can also tune in on to our live video streaming on facebook.com/newsxonline, where they can watch Uday having the discussion with his viewers. Here in our studios in Noida on NewsX and NewsX HD, I'm being joined by one of our viewers. Gaurika, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being with us. But first, to set up and explain to you what this big debate and what this big campaign is, let's quickly listen in to this YouTube video which has been released by this online sensation Prajakta Koli before we listen into what your views have been on this. Let's quickly listen in fact, if my producers can hear me, let's quickly listen in to that YouTube video if we have it with us at this point of Prajakta Koli. All right, some
I'm shameless, I'm shameless, I'm shameless, I'm shameless, I'm shameless, I'm shameless.
All right, so that obviously was that video which has gone viral here, titled Shameless, in which she has essentially targeted all her body shamers. Yeah, and that is the core issue. It's not just Prajakta's fight. It's not just a fight which one person or a particular group or gender of people face across the country. It's something which affects all of us, and that is something which we hope to address in this show here. Before I go across to my viewer panel representative Gaurika, let's also first begin this by going through some of those comments which you have posted. In fact, if I'm being just told by representative Gaurika, let's also first begin this by going through some of those comments which you have posted. In fact, if I'm being just told by my producers that we have some comments ready on Facebook here, so let's roll them and we can see as to what our viewers say. So, all right. So, Facebook first, Mohit Atwal says, no one can decide what kind of body structure I should have or what kind of clothes I should wear. Himanshu Kothari also saying that I agree that it's my body, my right. Why do people talk about how thin or fat somebody else's body is? Is that the only thing that matters? So clearly, it's evident at this point, Gaurika, that the debate has been started. And it's something which is quite pressing indeed, because it's not something, it starts off as jokes and frivolous behavior often, but it reaches a point where people are often being bullied to the point of even committing suicide. There have been cases like that as well in the past.
So basically, when you talk about body shaming, it will come out in slight, small comments. Like, for example, if there is a too lean person and you have small breasts, like, तू कितनी फ्लैट है, या फिर तेरी शादी नहीं होगी क्योंकि which guy would want to marry you because you don't have the appropriate body size. So, and it happens so frequently around you that people don't intend to hurt you, but you don't realize what impact it causes on the other person who's on the receiving end. So yeah.
So what kind of damage does it do to your psyche here? I'm sorry, we have to draw upon your personal experiences. You mentioned some of the comments which people face here.
Yes.
How does that impact you? Because as much as I would like to portray that I'm made of Teflon, it doesn't affect me, the fact still remains that it's very demeaning and demotivating.
So basically when comments like this come upon you, you try to act very cool and try to act very calm on like, okay, I know it's a joke, you're allowed to joke, it's okay, it's all right. But deep down, you keep thinking about it, keep looking yourself in the mirror and like, why am I not that size? Why am I not close to it? And then you try to fill that up by maybe, you know, if, for example, that people who are too booby, so they'll slouch their shoulders and walk so that they don't catch the gaze. And people who are too thin, they'll not wear tight-fitting clothes because then their bodies are more, the clothes, they can, yeah.
All right, so let's now go across to Uday Pratap Singh, who's been joined by an eminent psychologist as well as activist as well. Uday, what's the debate there at this point? What are your guests telling you?
Yes, the debate is currently on, Ritangshu, and Anuja is just making the point about how this all starts out from school, and kids are unfortunately at the receiving end of this this problem, this body shaming culture.
So I was as I was telling in my own experience, like I don't have something which is totally perfect with me. So there is a scar. When you have some scar within you, take it as a power. Don't shame yourself. Don't make it your weakness, because what you need, a power within yourself. You have to go a longer way, and in a bigger team.
So it's a scar, unfortunately, that is not erased very quickly. It's not a tattoo which can be erased when you go to a tattoo artist. It's something that unfortunately will take years and sometimes can never be erased. Okay, I want to go straight across to the digital desk at this point, which I'm sure is buzzing. This is a topic that's connecting with the youth and, of course, elders as well. Shashwat, what's the kind of response coming in?
Well, Uday, several people are commenting and sharing their opinion on this issue. One, Rituparna Nath says, oh yes, put a few kilos and there you go. And not just people, even ads and commercials put a pressure on you to get into Ethiopian shape, because apparently your peekaboo belly fat and your flaps make you ugly. Mohit says, no one can decide what kind of body structure I should have or what type of clothes I should wear. It's my personal choice. No one has a right to comment to that. Himanshu says, I agree, it's my body, my right. Why do people talk about how thin or fat a person's body is? Is this only thing what people say? This is something that people should not do.
Okay, so those are some of the responses coming in from the digital desk, and I want to go straight back to Sonam Pall at that point. Sonam, we were talking, of course, about the perfect figure earlier as well. There was a case from Maharashtra as well, where there was a textbook which said 36, 24, 36 is the perfect figure. And that's what children were learning as well, until there was outrage and it had to be erased. Do you think that's shocking?
I mean, we have to understand that body shaming kind of manifests in many ways. One is where you compare yourself to others. This happens a lot in school and college. Oh, that girl is so pretty, her waist is so thin, my shoulders are so broad. So there's a comparison, sort of in your mind. Then there's also a case where you kind of criticize other people on their face to pull them down. You kind of feel like if you hit where it hurts, you'll bring them down. And so these kind of issues need to really be addressed at a psychological level, like she said. Then, of course, you also criticize people behind their back.
All right, while that debate continues, I'm just being told by my producers that we have just got a video from one of our viewers who has decided to send it to us via WhatsApp. Remember, you can connect with us on WhatsApp as well, not just in the form of messages which I'll read out, but you can also send us your videos. In fact, I believe one of our viewers has sent us that message on WhatsApp. Let's listen in if we have it ready. Let's play out that video.
I really don't care about what others think of me. I'm very happy with my looks, my body, my color, and I think no one should be worried about others, what they think of themselves, until unless you are comfortable with your own looks. So, and even everybody has right to be happy and to live proudly without even being concerned about others, people who are not even that much important in their life. And I really appreciate Pledge to Be Me efforts, and I think all the best to them.
Gaurika, one of the reasons why body shaming is often not even something which people are aware is because it creeps in through multiple sources. We just seen it could be in a textbook, as Sonika Pall was mentioning, as to what should be the ideal. Even while drawing male and female figures, we are often taught to draw them according to specific proportions. And when it comes also to films, like you saw the entire size zero fad, which was started by Anuja Kapur. So given that these influences can be so vast and seeped in various in popular culture around us, is that the reason why it's so difficult to detect body shaming?
Yes, of course, because particularly the image that is projected by the media is the impact of Bollywood. Now, Bollywood is a big industry and people, it has so many followers. So what we see in terms of role models, if you take up Kareena Kapoor or all of them, they're projected as this is what is the ideal look. And if you have to be somewhere close to it, and the closer you are, the more acceptable you are in the society. So that is what is a major problem, that the media, particularly Bollywood and sports magazines, all of it, they tell you that, you know, you have to look like this, only then it's right. And because of this, the ones who
only
follow
then
on
are
the
you socially
extremes,
acceptable by
the
your
ones who are
peers as well
following
as
on
to the opposite
extremes,
sex.
particularly the disabled ones,
Yes.
the people with disability, they're shamed to such gazes, which is the problem.
Absolutely, very important point. I'll come back to you, Gaurika. But let's now look at some of the messages which we have got via Twitter here. You can also connect with us as we put out on our Twitter handle on twitter.com/NewsX Twitter, and let's read out some of those messages which we have got as well. Prakash Pandey tweets, "It's shameless people who talk about and indulge in body shaming. This is totally senseless and people should not practice it." Mohit Atwal has also tweeted, my body, my right. It's my choice whether to have a muscular body or a flat tummy. A lot of men would say hallelujah to that. Whether I wear ripped jeans or what, that is something that's my choice as well. Let's also go across to Shilpi Kathuria, who's just connected on Facebook, says that it is necessary to look slim and fit. Important is only that your body and your choice and your comfort. Vishal Kaushik also saying that this must be taught from school onwards. A very important point we touched here. Even something as simple as sketching male and female figures also imbibes this sense of what an ideal body should be. It's a serious psychological issue. Everyone is different, and that doesn't mean that they are inferior here. We'll be joined hopefully also by Prajakta, and I'll also like to get in a view of Gaurika also. But let's go back to my colleague Uday, if he's ready at this point, and let's find out what is happening right now at the digital desk. Uday, go on.
Yeah, the studio is coming back to us at this point. The studio is coming back. We were just expanding the discussion a bit, Ritankshu, at a point that Anuja made about body shaming, of course, but color shaming as well. Vipasha Basu was someone who came out and said, I'm happy with my figure, I'm happy with my curves, but I'm happy with my color as well. There was a whole fair and lovely debate, and I was just coming to Sonam on that, which keeps on cropping up. Do you need to be fair to be successful or beautiful? That's the perception some people try and create, Sonam.
You know, it's very sad because people grow up with complexes. You know, the minute you're made to realize that, oh, in this society where I live, it's very important to be fair. Otherwise, I won't get married. You know, people put all sorts of things into your mind. And I really do think that for something like this, parents are responsible, friends are responsible, relatives are responsible. Because these things, once they're put into your mind, you know, you'll always have an inferiority complex. So I do feel that... it's not important to be fair, to be successful. You need to really accept yourself, be who you are, and be happy in your own skin.
You have to be happy in your own skin, and it's time to say enough is enough to the people who doubt you.
Uday, I'd just like to interrupt you for a second, Uday, if you're with me. Uday, if you're with me, viewer Gaurika would like to ask a question, because we have a noted psychologist, Anuja is also with you at this point. Gaurika, since we want to make this as interactive as possible here, and we have our eminent psychologist also with Uday there, is there any question which you would like to raise as to how exactly people who are suffering from low self-esteem due to body shaming can deal with them?
So, basically, I would like to ask that, why is
low self-esteem due to body shaming can deal with them?
So, basically, I would like to ask that, why is it that people do not come out in the open and express their dissatisfaction? Why is it that they're also part of the other side of the campaign, which projects that it is okay to joke about it?
Okay, that's a valid question, and I'll take that straight to Anuja. Anuja, there's a question which is coming in from our viewer who's become a panel on the show today. Remember, this, of course, is a show that empowers viewers to become panelists. They want to ask you, why do people who, unfortunately, may not fit into the perfect stereotype as well, stay silent about it? Aren't they also, you know, prolonging this problem?
This is why, because, again, they will be typecasted. and they will be shamed for coming up in forward. Just imagine, FIRs were not being launched. Now they started launching up. Why? Because you know more a victim. So first of all, it is very, very important to identify yourself where you are weak enough, that you are a victim of shame. Now, don't be shameful about it, because what is required is to step up. The dialogue is not being formed.
So,
how will
taking
we
that
talk
point
about it?
across
How will
and
we bring
continuing the
change?
debate with
So it
Gaurika,
is
we
very-
heard Anuja saying that it's important not to feel ashamed or to give in to the view that there's something wrong with you. But how do you address it? Now, this is an issue which affects people, whether irrespective of the background. You have come from conservative background where your parents will keep tell you, "Shadi nahi hogi agar tum aise nahi dekho to." And there's also modern. There's also even you might be one of the most progressive people in the country, but the more you're exposed to pop culture, there will be stereotypes as to how you're supposed to look. So, who do you address to? How important are parents in such a case to reaffirm their faith in their children?
It is because recently when I was growing up, my mother used to tell me that, you know, if you don't have, I was very thin at one point of time, still am. So she told me, you know, we can go and get your hormonal checkups done, or you know, there are surgeries done if you don't grow up into having the right breast size. So parents also impact you a lot. For example, when I was in class 8th when my mother told me to wear a bra when I did not require it, when I did not have enough breast. So why do you have to do that? If you can act, it's just because you've reached a certain point of your age where everybody starts wearing it, so you have to wear it, irrespective of whether it's required or not.
So it's similar to sex education. This is also something which is very important to be imparted in schools and also to parents, especially in the form of parent-teacher meeting as well.
Yes,
Right?
yes. Sex education is extremely important because another problem is that people don't want to accept their bodies the way they are. So when you're growing up and you don't develop the way you're supposed to develop, girls start to think that there's something wrong with me. I'm not how I'm supposed to be because people of my age are more conforming to the norm than I am. So it creates a sense of dissatisfaction and inferiority complex among the minds.
All right. On this note, we are heading in for a short commercial break, but there are no commercials on our Facebook live stream. So the debate continues with Uday, but we are coming back in 2 minutes. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Connect, the show that allows you, our viewers, to interact with us live. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're still watching our broadcast. We were, of course, continuing on Facebook. We took a small break in the studio. Now it's time to go back to the digital desk. What are the comments coming here? And it's fascinating, the discussion, because we have an activist and a psychologist in Anuja, who's of course evaluating this problem from a point of view of not criticizing, but evaluating on what is leading for this negativity. And Sonam, of course, who runs the SNS Trunk Show and is a member of the fashion industry. But let's go back to the digital desk. What are the comments coming in, Shaswat?
There people still are coming and sharing their opinions. Mehak says, I agree, it's my life and I will decide how should I look. Let people say whatever they want, but I'm gonna remain my way. Body shamers, I'm not bothered. Lalima says, I believe it's senseless to comment on somebody's body shape. I'm against it. Everybody has the right to be what they are. Someduti says, you're not only making the person feel self-conscious, but also less than themselves. Another, Sanju says, absolutely yes. I'm not bothered if anybody is commenting on how do I look or how should I look. It's my life and my way.
Okay, it's my life and my way, and that really needs to be the mantra going forward that should come. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
Now looking at the
now,
positives
what's
now.
very important, Gaurika,
life-
before we take in some more views, is the fact that why a lot of our viewers, and this is no disrespect meant to them, while a lot of our viewers are very firm and unanimous on the view that nobody deserves to be body shamed, but it's something at some level or other we all are guilty at some point, because we may joke with our friends that, you know, you look like your hair is not done properly or you've gained a lot of weight, but these are small issues which could have a deep impact upon their psyche. So where does the line be drawn between banter and bullying?
See, definitely the line is very subjective because it depends upon how much impact it causes on the other person who's on the receiving end. Because if you're just joking around that your hair is not fine or you're too short or you're too dark, on a regular basis, you're one person, but you meet 10 people like this
Exactly.
on a day-to-day basis. And you're just tired of explaining it to them that, okay, just leave me where I am and I am fine with everything. There's one more thing coming out on Facebook is if you see, there are posts which have black people, black fat people and say that मुझे कोई राहुल दिला दो, मुझे मेरी शादी करा दो, and then people tag them and you can see infinite number of tags over there and people laughing at
Yes, and the same people who often would be bullied themselves, who would not be acceptable.
And then the same people are saying that body shaming is not right.
Absolutely,
and all
the
of that.
hypocrisy exists. A very important point. Thank you so much for raising that, Gaurika. We are also going to be live, joined shortly by Prajakta. If I'm not mistaken, Prajakta, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Well, Prajakta, thank you so much for joining us on Connect today, and we congratulate you also for that video, which has really not just is it quite catchy, but it's also sent a right message here. What made you take up this issue of body shaming here and address it in the form of such a viral video?
So a few months ago I started this campaign on the channel which is called #IPledgeToBeMe, and on World Mental Health Day I started it. I started speaking about how we judge people so easily, and I just did a very simple call to action to my viewers. I told them that, you know what, if you feel like you want someone to talk to, if you feel like you're being judged over something, just write me a mail. I was expecting around 100, maybe 150 mails. We got thousands and thousands of mails from young boys and girls telling me how they're shamed for their body, they're shamed for their size, their color, pimples, everything that is so naturally happening to humans everywhere. And that's when I thought, you know what, this is not superficial. What meets the eye is not necessarily what's actually going on. It's way deeper. Like, I got so many heartbreaking mails from so many young kids, and I was like, you know what, I have to take this forward. And the best way, according to me, I think the best way to get a message forward to people is through comedy, through like fun, through dancing, because if they laugh at it, if they have fun at it, they'll remember it. And that's why the forward to people is through comedy, through like fun, through dancing, because if they laugh at it, if they have fun at it, they'll remember it. And that's why the song was my best goal.
Well, kudos to you indeed, Prajakta, because you have brought upon an issue which has caught in people from across the spectrum here, whether they are psychologists, whether they are activists, or whether they're even common people. In fact, Prajakta, I would just like to inform you that we are being joined in our studios by one of our viewers also, who's quite impressed, I'm sure, by the campaign which you have started here. Is there anything you would like to tell Prajakta, Gaurika?
Just that it's people like you we look up to, because I'm a graduation student and there's so many people around me launching similar campaigns. One of my friends has also launched a campaign known as Love Beyond Sizes, and there's a video on YouTube, so if the viewers should definitely watch it. And it's from you and your campaigns that we also want to build up more and spread more awareness about it. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Your support means too much.
Indeed, Prajakta, and I'm afraid we'll have to wrap up in a while now. So what is the message you would like to give to the thousands of your fans and people who are watching this show here across all ages, their parents, their teachers, who often indirectly might enforce the stereotype of body shaming? What is the message you would like to give to all of them?
I want to tell everybody that please society change करने के पीछे पड़ के कुछ होने नहीं वाला है. You can't imagine कि, you know, thinking बदलेंगे, that's not going to happen. The best way to fight body shaming, the best way to come up victorious is if you stop giving everybody else the power over deciding how you should look, what your skin color should be, what sort of clothes you should wear, how you should be in life. Stop giving everybody the authority and love yourself the way you are, because it's the most liberating feeling in the world.
Indeed. Thank you so much. Very well put indeed, Prajakta. We will be discussing this issue again today at 8:30 p.m. and Prajakta will be joining us and it will be Uday Pratap Singh as well. But for now, thank you so much for joining us, Prajakta, and Gaurika also for getting us your views and perspectives as well. That's it from us on Connect today, but we leave you with Prajakta's video once again. Because it is something which we should all look at seriously and at the same time also have some fun. Let's listen in.